This is Rob Howden, the voice of the Mazda Road to Indy, and you're listening to the Indy Sports Car Podcast.
Welcome, ICP fans, to another episode of the Indy Sports Car Podcast. Hey, Missy.
Hello. And joining us tonight, coming from the Pro Mazda Championship, driver of the number 80 for Team Pelfrey, Nikita Lastochkin.
There you go. Hey, guys.
Hey, Missy,
Yeah.
got it.
Got it.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
You're no
Welcome.
longer a food group, Nikita.
All right.
Right on. You're no longer my favorite dinner. Welcome. Thank you for coming on the show, man. Appreciate that.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, we're happy to have you on. And Missy did an interview with you. One of the races just passed, right, Missy?
No. I just introduced myself to him and gave him our card.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And here we are.
I'm sorry. I get some things mixed up, but I hardly listen to her. So, like, half of what she says, I kind of combine in, and it gets all screwed up in my head. But, wives, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean. Are you married?
Yes,
Oh,
actually.
so
Yeah.
you know what I mean then. Okay, right on.
Yeah.
How long you been married for, buddy?
7 years.
Oh, I'm impressed.
7 years. Yeah. It's been like almost twice as long as I've been racing. So.
Oh, okay, so you also came into racing kind of late in life too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, this is only my 5th year in the sport.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, because I think we were talking about with Rob last week that if you don't start when you're 3, it's like you're behind the 8 ball almost. With all the drivers you're racing against, right? But then
I mean, it's I just do my best to learn as quickly as I can and catch up and fill in the gaps that I have, compared to the kids who started really young and did their thing in go-karts, and just trying to do my best and hopefully to catch up and then move forward.
I mean, moving forward is the name of the game. You're progressing like you should, so that's good, and you're learning, which is always good. The day you stop learning is the day you the
day you die.
Exactly, that's what they say, right? Now Pro Mazda, it kind of stinks this year that the schedule's been cut down so much. But hey, you know what? I think the Gateway Oval definitely makes up for it, hands down. I'd say. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's gonna be it's definitely gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be very interesting because Pro Mazda is such a different car compared to USF. So it's been very different to drive on the road courses. So I'm excited to see what's it like, on the oval.
Right on. And before we start recording, we did mention the rotary engine to you, and you had some interesting feedback on it, from the USF 2000 car you raced last year. So why don't you talk a little bit about racing with the last year with the rotary?
Yeah, it's fun. It's quite interesting. One of the biggest things I would say is that when you hit the brakes in the car and you start downshifting, it kind of goes quiet for a second or two. Like it almost sounds like there's no sound. Like it's just like this silent kind of.
Huh.
It's hard to explain, but it the way the engine works when you brake and you downshift and you're not on power, it's just really quiet and it feels like it's not even engaged. So it's a weird sensation. But overall, I mean, the car feels a lot quicker than the USF car from last year, even though, it's not that much quicker in times, but, it's an old car, if you look at it this way, it's been around for so long. So definitely, I think with the new Pro Mazda, the gap with the current USF is not even a second at some tracks.
Yeah, I mean, and do you feel honored to be part of the Pro Mazda Championship this year, being the last year of I think it's the Elam chassis, right?
Yeah, Elon or I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, but
we're bad at pronouncing things on this show, buddy.
I made up for it. Nikita said so.
Yeah. No, I'm just happy to be on the Mazda Road to Indy. I'm happy to be driving Pro Mazda. It's yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be where I am right now. I'm with a great team and in a great car, and yeah, it's good.
Now, I've never actually heard that where you don't hear the engine when you downshift almost. So what have you done to compensate? Have you started looking at your lights or RPMs or something to overcompensate for that, or you just got used to it?
No, I mean, it doesn't it doesn't really matter. I mean, you still hear some noise. It's just it's more quiet than you would say in a 2-liter or some other cars, but
where it's almost like downshifting's real violent and this thing's real soft.
Yeah, it's soft, and it's just it kind of goes quiet for the period when you're off the throttle, and then when you pick the throttle up, the sound is there. So it's only and for the most part, it's only when you look at the onboard video, you kind of notice it, but it's not that big of a deal actually.
Now, do you have a personal preference of your video camera for your onboard? For your personal? We tried. I think we switched to GoPro. Whatever is the new I don't even know what's the number they have, but Black 5.
Black 5 is probably the one we have, but it's
awesome.
amazing. It's so the quality and the frame per second and just the way everything looks, and also the angle, because it's really important to see the hands and the steering wheel and as much as you can from the camera angle. So
okay, so you're almost on a fisheye lens almost, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly, but it's a wider angle than the Replay XD I think we had before.
Right. Yeah. You kind of look like a bullet almost.
Yeah. So GoPro is definitely the way.
Yeah. I totally agree. I love my GoPro, and I have the Black 5, and I just love it, man. I love syncing up with my phone and how you can just push out videos from it a lot faster now than you could with the older models, And,
yeah.
and like you said, the quality and then all the camera angles it gives you now, it's just great. Love it. But yeah, and the other reason I was asking you if you're honored to be a part of this season is, okay, shortened schedule, yes, but the driver talent you're racing against, I mean, second to none as far as the 3 series go, I say. I mean, from Franzoni to Anthony Martin, TJ Fisher, I mean, you're just surrounded by really talented drivers.
Yeah, I mean, and it's great because, Anthony, he was my teammate last year at Cape, and I know exactly what kind of driver he is, and he's definitely a very, very talented driver. So Victor's been around for before I even started, my road to Indy. So he has tons of experience, and he's definitely a quick driver. And then we have 2 of my teammates, Carlos and TJ. They've been very quick, and yeah, I mean, they're all good drivers. Also, the 2 world speed drivers, Stingray Rob and Philip Dennis or Dennis.
Yeah.
Not sure how to pronounce it, but I heard they did quite well in go-karts. So, I think they're also quite good.
Yeah, I do believe they came from go-karts right into Pro Mazda, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they did like a Pro Mazda or something on the West Coast. I think Phil might have done like 16. He did something with Pelfrey. I'm not sure if it was 1600 or probably it was 1600.
Oh, for the SCCA maybe?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then you guys got a few national class drivers as well, right? Jeff Green, Bobby Everly, right? I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Yep.
to name a few. I mean, but and Brendan Peterbach, I think, is another one. Fat Boy Racing. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But
That's such an awesome name for a team, Fat Boy Racing.
isn't it? That's cool, right?
They have really cool. I don't know if you've seen it, but they have these team shirts. They look like tuxedos, but have you seen their team polos or team gear?
No, not yet.
They're actually like, I think even the mechanics, that's where they wear it. It's like, all the sponsors that the series requires you to have. It's like Pro Mazda, Cooper Tires, this and that, and then the whole shirt, right? It's like, it's this neon bright green, but the front of it looks like a tuxedo with like, you know what I mean, right? It's like a print tuxedo on the shirt.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
I believe her brother wore it to our wedding.
Oh.
Yeah. He thought he was a hoot. But you know what? I can't believe I missed that. I'm definitely gonna have to take a look because the next race you guys got is at Road America.
Road America.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll be there definitely. I mean, last year was a blast, and this year I can't imagine it being any less of a blast. So definitely going.
Are you a fan of Road America, Nikita?
That's my one of my most favorite tracks. It's my top three. I'd say it's number 2 on my top 3 tracks.
What's one?
What are your top 3 tracks?
Yeah.
My top three tracks would be Laguna Seca, Road America, and Watkins Glen.
Oh, Watkins Glen's going to be the finale this year.
Yeah,
So.
I'm really bummed that Laguna Seca is not there this year. But hey, Road America and the Glen will.
You're the only one here.
What, you don't like Laguna Seca?
Oh no, I love the track itself. I like on iRacing. I love the corkscrew. It's such a cool corner. Just a weird corner. It's so cool, but it's 3,000 miles away from us.
Oh man, I mean, hey, I'm everything else is like 3,000 miles for me. Like I have to travel from West Coast, so it's like a home. I actually drive to the track. I mean, it's like a 6-hour drive or whatever, but I still drive.
Yeah, I think the furthest we go is Iowa, and that takes us, 17, I think, miss, right?
Yeah,
16,
16, 17, yeah, something like that.
And that's Iowa. So we still got 2 more time zones to go before Laguna Seca. So we don't like flying too much. I'm not a good flyer.
I hated flying before I started racing. I was like, well, I guess back when I was in college, I was like, I hated flying so much. I was so scared of flying. I'm like, let me find something to do where I have to travel by plane the least. So I'm like, I won't have to fly in my ever. And then I got to do racing, and yeah. Now I mean I've gotten better, but I was really, it was my number one fear for a while.
I personally can't pop my ears. Yeah, I have a big problem with that. Yeah, big problem with that. I have to put these things in my ears. I feel all self-conscious about it every time we take off and land. That everybody's looking at me, snickering, look at the look at the guy with the earplugs. But yeah, I can't pop my ears. I don't know what it is. Some doctor told me that they got to put tubes in my ears. I don't even know what that means, but I'm not letting them do it.
Maybe he meant the tubes, the circles that the skaters wear. I don't know what's the name. Maybe he was giving you like fashion advice.
I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm not letting them do it. I'm not going into surgery just to fly better. I'll keep putting plugs in my ears and fly as little as possible.
It's an in-office procedure. You'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, because I do so well at the dentist.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, dentist, Nikita, dislike?
Dentist,
Yeah, fear of
dentist,
them or fan?
I mean, they're fine. They're doing the job.
I guess they are. Yeah, torture.
Yeah,
Yeah, legalized torture, and you pay for it. Yeah.
yeah.
Sadists. I'm kidding. It's that old joke. What do you call a doctor that flunked out of med school? A dentist.
Nice.
So bad.
It's the truth. And sit there and yank on bone in your mouth.
All right.
Hate them all.
Back to racing.
Yeah, but hey, no cavities over here, buddy. That's right. Anyway, floss every day. So, back to racing. Indy 500's coming up there, Nikita, and you guys just raced at the Indy GP. How'd the Indy GP go for you? What was your, if you had to sum up your weekend in like a slightly detailed sentence, but not too long, what would you say?
Well, in well, I don't know how to put it in a sentence. Like,
I really can't believe I said that without stuttering, to be honest.
All right. Well, okay. So here, I'd say it went okay. I had some mechanical issues with the gearbox that we only figured out after qualifying for race. So I did not have any issues with the gearbox in race 1 and 2. So race 1, I had a great start. I went from 5th to 2nd. I was first for the first corner. I had a great start because it was a headwind, and I got a slipstream, and I passed everybody on the start. But what's funny is I was like, man, that was a great start. I was gonna go watch it on the video on YouTube. And I was thinking like maybe they'll show it or they say, but then I believe Rob is the announcer. He was like, "Hey, it's T.J. Fisher in 2nd place," and I'm like, okay. So that was a bit of that was a bummer.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he ruined your day by.
He ruined your moment.
It's like, come on, man. Like,
poor Rob.
I barely get to hear my name ever but that's fine. But the second race was better, and I was able to stay with Martin for the first half of the race, and
which is no easy task, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the biggest thing for me right now in the season is that I'm still struggling a little bit with braking in this car because the wheelbase is so short, and it moves around a lot when you hit the brakes initially. And I wish I had a few more test days before the season started, but I think we found a few things that gonna work on the car for me. So I'm definitely looking forward to the getting on with the season.
Right on. Now, the only oval you've ever raced was back in 2015, Lucas Oil. You missed it in 2016.
Yeah.
Why'd you miss Lucas Oil last year? It's a long story, and I kind of felt sick that day, and the whole it's just. You were real dizzy?
Yeah, I was too dizzy from going left.
Oh, jeez. Turn left too many times?
yeah, too many times. Well, I probably did a couple of laps, and I got out of the car, and I decided not to race it. But
hey, I mean,
honest,
if you don't feel safe, you don't want to put others at risk, and it takes a real man to admit that.
To be honest, there's one of the reasons was like at that point in the season, it was really, really bad time for me to have any crash damage at all. And I was not comfortable in the car, and just I could not stop thinking about like what's gonna happen if I'm gonna crash it and how much it's gonna cost. And I was just, I'm just gonna call it a day, and I would rather finish the season than have an accident and not being able to continue.
Sure. Not for nothing, but like I said, if you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel right in the car, and you push yourself, you're only putting other people at risk, right? So why do that? So, you know what? I respect you for the decision, to be honest with you. I would hope that any racer, if they didn't feel 100% that, they can go out there and perform to their highest ability, that they would say, you know what, let me just sit this one out because something I just don't feel right,
Yeah.
And it takes bigger man than me, trust me, because I'm stubborn. So, but yeah, definitely. That's a good story, man. That's a really cool story. But you have Gateway this year now. It's a more proper oval. It's not a rim riding oval like Lucas Oil. Now Gateway, are you going to have any practice time there before you guys go there?
There's a series test in August, I believe.
Okay.
So they'll let us practice, and I've been on like in USF. I've been to Lucas Oil. I've been to like oval in Nashville. I don't remember the name, and then I believe Gresham is the oval where we tested with Cape. So I know some basic oval racing, so we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely excited to see what's it like,
Okay.
in Pro Mazda and on a different track.
So Gateway's not like getting in your mind or anything.
No, not really. They have it on iRacing, I believe. I haven't driven it yet, but it'll be fun to see what's it like on iRacing when it's going to be closer in the season.
Now, do you do a lot of iRacing?
I did last year. I did quite a lot of it last year. Maybe too much. Maybe I shouldn't have done it as much as I did last year. But I kind of been away from it for almost 8 months now.
Yeah.
I had to move, and I had my sim is all like, I still haven't unpacked it and haven't set it up at the new place. So, but I'll probably get back on it to get ready for Road America and run some laps on there.
Right on. Well, definitely let me know when you do, because I personally just I took like a year off from it. Last week I spent like way too much money on it, getting all the tracks and cars that I've missed the last year.
Right.
Yeah, Missy, I don't think has caught on to that yet, because I haven't gotten yelled at by her for it yet, but I'm probably going to get yelled at for it now.
As soon as the show's over.
Yep. But yeah, definitely jump on it, man, because they added a lot of great tracks and a lot of great cars. So definitely let me know when you get on, man. We'll jump on, because Pro Mazda was my jam series on iRacing, man.
To be honest with you, I'll tell you. So there was a huge thing. We had some arguments with me and Parker, just bragging about like lap times and stuff. But then the thing is, like, I don't race on there under my real name, just because like I don't want to have like sometimes you get into this incidents, and some people take it so serious that they're like,
oh yeah,
like it'll be like the huge deal, like if you pull out a move and like they'll take you out, or you take or something. Like, I don't want anybody to like get back and like, hey, who is this guy, let me look him up, and like, so yeah,
like,
he's
in Mazda Road to Indy and he took me out in iRacing.
Yeah.
I'm going on a I guess a post somewhere.
I don't know. It's just like it's like so the way like some people take it way too serious.
I agree with you.
The way I see it, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But it's interesting you said that you did it too much last year, because I was wondering if there's a fine line between doing too much simulator work and doing not enough of it.
I think there is, and also I think there's different simulators, and there's different benefits that you can get out of them, because iRacing is a great sim, and I'd say I have like a basic setup. I have like Fanatec wheelbase, which is a great wheelbase, and I have
That's what
Fanatec
I
pedals.
have.
But it's great. But the thing is, like, first, it's great to learn the tracks. It's also really good for racing, like, actual racing, being consistent and racecraft, things like that. But as far as the feeling and tire model, all that kind of stuff, it can take away that if you're gonna like what I meant when I said that I did too much of it last year is that perhaps when I ran so much of iRacing, then the next time when I got in a car, it's almost like you forget that physical feeling of the grip and how much you have to push, and because iRacing you don't have that feel of the butt sensation with
Sure,
the G forces and things like that. So I think it's great, but everything is good in moderation. Too much of a good thing, it's never good.
That is true, unless you're listening to the Indie Sports Car Podcast, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
And another great thing to do on long plane flights. I'm just saying.
Right.
So, Road America coming up, and then after that it's Mid Ohio for you guys, right? And then Gateway, and then you guys finish up in our backyard at Watkins Glen. How did you like the Glen last year with the or no? Yeah.
I didn't go to the Glen last year, but I did go there in 1600.
Oh, there you
go. Guess what? I still have the track record.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have the track record in Pro 1600.
Rock on, man! Congratulations.
In qualifying, yeah, but
was that before or after they repaved it?
That was before. So
no kidding. And it's still standing, huh?
It was last year. I don't know if they went there this year, but
I'm not sure. I mean, when we say it's our backyard, it's 6 hours. That's our backyard.
Right.
It's
like Laguna for me.
Yeah, I mean, really, our backyard's New Jersey most work park, but
you have a pretty big yard, then. I guess.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, Pocono Raceway, we consider our backyard because that's 2 hours. That's the closest racetrack, I suppose, but yeah. But Watkins Glen, love it. Definitely after the you're in for a treat, man. With the new asphalt and everything, I'm sure you're going to find spots on the track that are a lot faster now. Yeah, you can find yourself passing on different turns you probably couldn't before.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, like the last time I've been there, my car didn't have any wings, and it was all about the draft, and those cars is huge and things like that. So it's definitely going to be a whole different game this time.
Now, did you find it hard adjusting to more aero grip than mechanical grip this year?
You know what? It's funny. Like the aero. The arrow is all right, but the mechanical grip, like the car Pro Mazda, it's really tricky in the rear, and the rear tires go away really, really fast if you're not careful. So I would say, like last year in the old USF car, it was more you had to push really, really, really hard. And this year, it's almost like you have to like kind of restrict yourself more, because it's easier to overdrive the Pro Mazda than it is to overdrive the USF 2000.
Oh, okay, I definitely see what you're getting at there. Okay, so what did you do to basically teach yourself how to basically compensate from what you're used to what you're in now?
Well, I mean, it's like I said, there's the break thing where I'm still like getting more, I'm like, if I'm gonna be able to be confident and comfortable with the brake hit in the car, I'm gonna do much better than I have been up to this point. But um, overall, it's you have to be really careful not to slide the rear of the car, and because once it starts, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse, and over the long run, like a race or a long run in testing, you can see like the time drop almost a second from the start to the end of the run.
So basically, this Pro Mazda car is almost teaching you how to conserve tires, basically.
Yes, actually, in a way, here's the thing, like, when you ask me if I was like excited, or I think you phrased it as if I was honored to race the last year of the current car.
Yeah.
I think it's actually great because nobody really knows how the new car is going to be like to drive, but I think it's really great because it definitely does teach you to be more mindful of the tire, at least compared to the last year's USF.
Sure.
And it's also a longer race. I think we raced like 10 minutes more, or yeah, I think we raced 40 minutes or instead of 30. And that last 10 minutes is definitely, I mean, you can definitely feel it like, oh man, it's like, is it really only been like 28 minutes? We still have 12 to go. It's like, wow, the last part of the race is definitely another challenge.
So it's so basically you want to conserve your tires basically for that last 10 minutes so you can really push
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, and this year, I mean, you haven't done so bad. 3 out of 4 top fives. I mean, and the one race, Indy race 1, it was you finished P6. So you've been doing very consistent so far this year. Top fives are good, very consistent, and you can only get better from there. So you're by no means out of the championship hunt. Especially only four races gone by so far. So. Every single race, have you been feeling more confident the more seat time you got?
Definitely. And thanks for for mentioning. It's obviously, as a race car driver, you want to have that perfect weekend. Like hats off to Anthony. He did a fantastic job in St. Pete. I mean, that's what anybody dreams about, the way to start their season. He walked away with what, like all points possible. He got fastest lap, both poles, led all the laps, won both races. I mean, so when you say obviously top 5 is good, but when you're a race car driver, you always want to win. You always want to be on the podium, but it's hard work, and definitely doing my best to get there. And it's a shorter season this year, but we still have a bunch of races coming up.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. The Pro Mazda Championship, I think, is the most intriguing championship to follow this year because of the shortened season and the talent pool of drivers that are in it. So it's just been a lot of fun to watch because like you said, Anthony Martin had like the weekend of all weekends that anybody could ever dream of in St. Pete. And then, well, it's Franzoni's turn in Indy to have that, right? And
look at that. I mean, who's leading the championship? It's Victor.
Yeah.
And that's just to say that it all just when you thought, oh well, this guy's he got it in the bag at least for a couple of weekends. Martin did a great job. He got second and fourth, maybe robbed him of some points, but he still had a decent weekend, but he lost the championship lead to Victor. So I'm looking forward to the year for sure.
And by the way, Missy, didn't you do an interview with Victor at Indy?
I did do an interview with Victor at Indy.
See what I mean? I get things squashed together and names mixed up, but that's the interview that I was actually referring to. Yep, and she did a great job. So Victor was very nice, and Missy did a great interview. So definitely check it out. We posted it at the end of our show last week with Rob, so definitely check out that interview. And I remembered Kaylin Frederick's name last week, or at Indy. That was a big step in the right direction for me, because I could not remember his name for weeks. So, what are you going to do? Right on. But like I was saying, I mean, every driver in Pro Mazda is talented. You don't get there unless you are. Shortened season, so every race counts. The point swing, the championship swing can change week to week just by having a great weekend like Anthony and Franzoni just did, the last two events you've had. So, like I said, Road America, you're saying is your top, three favorite, your second favorite track of, out of all. I mean, so you feel very confident. It's always good to feel confident going into an event. Do you think that's like really important, going into an event feeling like very confident already before you even get there?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall for a driver, and especially I definitely learn a lot every time I'm in the car, and every weekend is a new learning experience for me because I haven't been doing this for as long as some other kids have. So it's only my 5th year in racing. So I think now I learned, especially from last year, how much of confidence matters in the car, because it's something that you can't quite put a finger on. You can't quite, that's what, it's not like you cannot quantify it, you cannot like put a number to it, but it's very, very important, and it goes for both on track, off track, in the car. And I'm definitely feeling really, really good. I'm really happy with Team Pelfrey, and the atmosphere in the team is very relaxed, and I'm enjoying my time being there, and I'm confident to do as good of a job as I can in the car every time. But speaking of Road America, fun fact for you is that when I raced there in Skip Barber, are you familiar with the track more or less?
Oh yeah, very, very familiar.
Canada Corner, right?
Yes.
So it's right after the kink, right? So you're pretty much like flat out, like for a while. You arrive there at like top speed of the car for that heavy braking zone, right?
Yep.
So I'm in Skip Barber, which actually is sad news that they filed for bankruptcy.
Did they really?
Recently? Yeah, like yesterday or something.
No kidding.
So here's the thing. So I'm like, I think it was qualifying or something for Skip Barber, and I'm like, every lap I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna brake deeper, and it's just gonna be awesome. There's gonna be that lap of God, so I'm gonna put it on the pole. It's gonna be amazing. I'm like, I'm hauling ass through the king, and then I arrive at Canada Corner, and the brake pedal just goes to the floor.
Oh.
And I skip, and I think like the gravel there, it was something that it was not deep at all. So like flat chat, like no brakes. I keep going straight into the tire barrier. Like the corner worker, like they were so freaked out. They ran out to me like, "Oh my God, are you fine? Are you fine?" Like I literally had no brakes and just went straight on.
What happened?
The brake line, like something like the brake line because the cars are pretty old and
yeah,
whatever. But the brake line just got cut or like failed or something, and it just went like, I remember that moment like for the rest of my life. Like I went to the brakes and it just went to the floor like nothing happened. I pumped it a few times. It just and by the time I pumped it the third time, I was already in the tires.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's got to be the most helpless feeling in the world.
I mean, it's like it happens so quick, but like the thing is like that you mentioned confidence. Like I remember like I got out of the car was like total like wreck, And then I got out of the car, and I'm just like, well, okay, I'll just do it another again, in another car.
Again. Give me another car.
Yeah. I mean, I totally like that. Like, I remember that. I remember it was such a roller coaster of emotions because like I got freaked out, and then I was so happy that I'm like alive and that nothing happened to me, and the cars were obviously safe, and then I got out and I did well. I think I won one race that weekend, and Luke Gavin was racing with me, and I think
Not Luke Gavin. He's trouble.
Yeah, definitely. No, I like
Lewis Hamilton Jr.
Exactly. Yeah, he was there that weekend, and I think Garth Rickards was racing as well. So that was that. Yeah, that was like.
That was a full name class that you were with, buddy.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with Luke when I walked up to him and introduced myself to him at Indianapolis.
What, 2 weeks ago?
Me and Luke, we met we met way before USF, like in Skip Barber when he just got here from Australia. So I've known him for a while now.
Yeah, I think we had him on really early with Parker. Whenever we had Parker on, Luke was always on with him, and every once in a while, we haven't done one in a long time, but we do produce a podcast for Parker called Talking Race with Thompson, and more times than not, if it's not Rob Howden, it's Luke Gavin that's on with him doing it. So we haven't done one in a while, but we've been planning to do it. Week after week after week. It just doesn't ever seem to happen, but we're hopeful that it will happen soon. So keep an eye out for it. But I mean, we haven't had Luke on in a while, but we've known him for a while too, and he's a great kid, man. Really, when we met him when he was racing with Jay Green, I believe. Yeah. And I think the first time we met him was Road America last year, wasn't it? Yes.
No.
It wasn't.
We met him at Indy. At least I think we met.
No,
I know. I
Barbara.
remember seeing him at Indy.
Was it
at
Barbara?
least?
Maybe it was Barbara. I don't know. but yeah, I mean, great guy, great kid. Always a big smile. 4 girls. So I mean, how can you not love a guy that will only travel around the paddock as long as he's got 4 girls with him? I mean, come on. Yeah, he's a good kid. What's that?
I said, love Luke.
Yeah, he's funny. So, alrighty. Missy, is there any questions that you want to ask Nikita? Because I talk too much and you need to cut me off.
I threw out some questions here and there.
No, I know. Now throw out some more. Or make a statement. I don't know.
Well, I think we've pretty much covered everything.
All right, Missy, your favorite track that you are looking forward to the most for Pro Mazda this year?
For Pro Mazda?
Mm-hmm.
I
already know what you're going to say.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah. Gateway.
No.
Liar.
Yes, I was going to say Gateway. I am excited to see that track. Well, it's just a more proper oval than, Lucas Oil. I mean, I want to see USF 2000 at Iowa this year, too. I think that's going to be a really good race for them. So, I do want to see the Pro Mazda race at Gateway.
I wish Pro Mazda was doing Iowa and Gateway, but that's being, I guess, selfish. Asking for too much, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, have you been to Iowa ever to watch any sort of race there, Nikita?
No, I haven't. I mean, I remember. I think I watched the last year's Pro Mazda, on the show last year. I don't remember if somebody was saying like the Pro Mazda was flat out all the way around.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So was Indy Lights, yeah, and so was Joseph Newgarden.
So I think that would be like I mean, it'd be just like a interesting race to be a part of. Like if everybody's able to like keep it flat, and then the draft is such a huge factor in racecraft, and yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see these new Titus chassis and what they do in the draft on a flat out oval like that. I'll tell you what though, last year the Indy Lights race, that was a great race. That was a really great race. I still say Zach Veach should have won that. He ran a great race. Just such smart driving from Zach that whole race. I mean, he started up front lap 1 and he got caught out there, like he got into the middle groove, and I guess they made 3 grooves out of that track. I don't know how they did it, but they stuck Zach right in the middle of it, and he kind of fell back like 10th by the back straightaway, but he just stuck with it. People fell behind him, and by the time they came back around, he was leading the race. So him staying where he was, it was just really smart racing, and there was a bunch of controversy towards the end of that race. I guess Stoneman doesn't race in the series anymore. But
who doesn't race?
Stoneman?
Oh yeah, Dean Stoneman.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. He's not in Lights this year.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything from him this year, but he was a big talking point last year at Iowa. Yeah. Everybody was mad about that. That was the most uncomfortable post race presser I've ever been in.
What did he do? I haven't seen the race.
Who did he take out? Or he took...
he didn't take anybody out.
No, his teammate.
It was a teammate thing.
Yeah. His teammate took somebody, or no, he didn't take somebody out. He just kind of got in their way and slowed down a lot.
Slowed them up, yeah. And I believe it was Zach Veach.
No, they weren't teammates, were they?
No, the teammate
right.
who slowed down Zach Veach.
Yeah, Zach should have won.
That's why it was an uncomfortable press conference.
Right, yep. And they were about to, Zach had this scowl on his face. Everybody looked really miserable, and then
was it what's his name? Kellett? I think he was his teammate, or Shelby. I think it was.
It wasn't Shelby. I know that much. I think it was Kellen. Yeah, Kellen. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Kellen held up Veach. I don't think Stoneman won. Did he? No. Who won? Did Peter Hotto win that one? My memory's not that great. My point being is, I know Zach was second, and he was mad about it. But I know Stoneman had a big... No, I'm sorry. David Malsher used Stoneman to break the tension because everybody could get behind how much they hated him. That's what it was. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I think it was
that's what it was. Yep.
I can't think of who it was now. I want to say it was Junkos, but
I can't tell you the team. I was thinking Carlin. Was it Carlin? It wasn't Ed Jones. I know he wasn't involved with it. Anyway,
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're going off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
All I know is that was very uncomfortable until Malsher made the Stoneman remark, and then everybody got behind, beating him up in the press room. Because I guess he is a dirty driver last year. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I saw it, but I guess everybody else did too. I guess everybody in Indy Lights was a victim at one time or another of Dean. Who knows? Maybe that's why he's not here this year. I don't know. I haven't read any stories about him, so all I know is he's not here. So, kind of move on, right? So, right on. So let's see. So Mid Ohio is the only triple header that you have this year. You have a lot of experience on Mid Ohio last couple of years. What's your feelings on the Mid Ohio track? It just seems like the last couple turns are just so weird and wacky. Like I still have no idea where the line is for that track.
I mean, to be honest, I quite like Mid Ohio. I always said, maybe I haven't had some fantastic results there over the years, but every time we go there, I just feel confident on that track, and I you know I think I can do a reasonable job there this year. It's just a matter of putting everything together and having a good weekend. But it's definitely like it's a really technical track because it's not necessarily like some basic braking zone and corners. It's all like a combination, and like elevation changes, and just that's what makes it so great, because it's all these corners that you're not necessarily going to see at anyplace else.
Like, is it almost like you almost want to pick what part of the track you want to set your car up for to be the best at, and the rest of the track just kind of hold on for dear life and get through it?
I mean, it's better when your car is great everywhere, right? And you just
sure, yeah. Yep.
But
I think so.
There's definitely a lot in the setup there, that's for sure. But
the reason I say is because, I mean, you have long straightaways, you have hairpins, you have elevation changes with the S's there, and then once you get through like 6 and 7, it's almost a flat out kind of carousel looking thing where pit entrance is, and it's like really low gear. But then if you get it just right, you can really get a great jump in front stretch. Yeah.
You know what's weird about it is you said 6 and 7. What's really weird about that track is every time you go there, and like, so when you say 6 and 7, what's 6 and 7 for you at that track? Because you know what I mean?
The second turn after the S's.
Second turn.
So you get through the S's, you make the right, and then the left, the 2 turns after that.
So that's 6 and 7.
I don't know. To me,
the thing is, like, here's the thing: like, the way they use the corner numbers, like,
I'm very confused with them.
The turn after keyhole, right? The turn after the keyhole at the end of the back straight.
Yeah, like one of the best passing zones on the track.
Right. But they call that corner turn 7.
Do they really? Is that?
Yeah. They call it 7, but there's only like 2 corners.
Yeah, I'm doing it in my head, like, well, if they want to call the hairpin 2 turns,
6, it's like a weird number. But the thing is, like, they count like some maps. I think IndyCar, or like the official track map, or whichever map. There's one map that's out there, and it's like it counts so there's turn 1, and then it counts the whatever little section before the keyhole that's not used, and then it's the keyhole, and then it's the king, and then finally when you get to like, which is like the third corner on the track, it's like turn 7.
Yeah, because in some series they kind of use that chicane to kind of slow them down a little bit, or give them more passing opportunities.
Like,
maybe.
Just the map, the way the map is, like, when you
That's what I mean. Like, I've never, like, because I've heard it called so many different corners, so many different times, that I kind of just made up my own turns to it. So I figure that, I mean, I consider turn 3 basically the passing zone at the end after the keyhole.
Right.
But to me, that's turn 3. I don't know. Some people, it's not. I don't know.
Well, okay, I think I found it. So, like, I just for this, like, I just Googled it right now. So it's turn 7 on one map, and it's basically turn 1. Then so the turn 1, right? Then the chicane that's not used is turn 2 and 3, and then the actual keyhole is 4 and 5. So
they count that as twice?
They count it twice, and then they count the kink in the back straightaway as turn 6.
Yeah.
And then finally, the passing zone ends up being turn 7. So a lot of, like, when I did Skip Barber and some other, like, driver coaches or people, like, they would refer it to turn 7. And actually, like, for me, like, I don't know why, but, like, when you brought the track up, like, I'm like, when you started talking turn 6 and 7, I thought you were talking about, like, that passing zone.
No, I mean, that one's a no-brainer, really.
For sure. No, I mean
it's like you want to
like
get on the outside and just try to stick it going up the hill and hope the back end doesn't kick out on you, and if it doesn't, you're in good shape.
yeah.
But if you're a Takuma Sato, it just seems like you never can stick that. But yeah, I mean, there's a reason the only 2 grandstands on the whole track is right there.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people don't even know this, but our intro, when you hear the cars going by, that's me recording the IndyCar race 3 years ago as they're coming into turn, quote, 7, and they're downshifting. And it took me like 4 hours to find the right 30 seconds that meshes with the song. It's actually kind of weird if you listen to it. It actually goes along with the beat of the song, but it sounds really cool. And that's where it is. That's where I recorded it at. There you go, guys. Here's a little fun fact for you. Since we're talking about that part of the track right now, I figure I'll throw that out there. So, yeah, if you listen back to the show there, Nikita, I hope you do, and you hear our intro when you hear the cars going by, that's that's where they're at.
Right.
Yep.
That's funny.
Well, I'm a musician for the last 20 years, so it took
Oh,
me.
really?
Yeah.
What do you play?
Other than myself, I play the guitar, acoustic, electric. That was such a bad joke.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
God. No, but I have a David Gilmour Stratocaster, and I got a Ovation Cutaway. I love the sound of those the acoustics, but yeah, I just play the guitar. I've been playing ever since I saw Pink Floyd in '94, the Vision Bell tour in Philly.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw the greatest guitarist ever play 20 rows in front of me, and I was hooked on playing the guitar ever since. So I had to find where, during the song, the beats of the song and everything, you got cars downshifting, and the downshifts had to be in such an order, and then the cars screaming by had to be in such an order to mesh.
That's pretty
with
creative, man. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's called OCD. Is what it's called.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know a few people on the racetrack with that.
Yeah, and whenever I'm there's one more. Yeah, a lunatic fan with it. Yeah. But yeah, so but you know what? The end result I'm happy with, and we've kept it ever since. We haven't changed it or anything. So
Cool. Trivia.
So there you go, guys. Fun fact about the show. Show fun facts. Missy, do you have a show fun fact you want to share? How many?
How many have you guys counted? How many nationalities you had of drivers in the past?
Oh, that's a good one.
That could be a fun fact.
Oh boy.
Wow.
It would be easier to name the countries we haven't had one from.
Have you had a Russian driver on the show before?
Other than you, let's see, Missy, can you recall?
No, I don't believe so.
Never had Mikhail. Now, okay, you're Russian. Is it Mikhail Aloshin or Alishin?
Aloshin.
Aloshin. Okay. See, I was right, and
Yeah.
you kept telling me, Missy, that it's Alishin. Aha.
Okay.
Or is it backwards? I was saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Missy. You're right.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, I want to say you're the first Russian, Nikita. Yes. Mm-hmm.
There you go. So there's
Yes.
another fun fact.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, how about the strangest country we've ever had a driver from? Missy, can you recall?
Strangest country?
Well, a country you'd never really, think that you'd be talking to a driver that's from there. I mean, Russia's not strange.
No.
Russia's strange. England, I wouldn't call that strange.
Well, I guess you could go Ed Jones then, right? Because he's from.
That's who came to my mind. Yeah, United Arab Emirates. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool. Because I think he's probably his parents are probably British, or at least I don't know. He sounds like he's
His
British.
accent is, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
he
what
was
I mean.
British
So,
for a while until Adrian or IndyCar UK told me he wasn't, and then scolded me for being a ignorant American that doesn't know geography. That's right. He's not wrong.
Mm-mm-mm.
I barely know where Kentucky is. Anyways. But yeah, I would say Ed Jones. Yeah, it came to my mind. I was just wondering if you were going to say somebody different, but I knew you were going to say Ed Jones. See? There you go. That's two things I knew you were going to say, Missy.
You're just a mind reader, aren't you?
Yep. I'm a seer.
What am I going to say next?
Judging by the time, on that note, but not yet.
No, we have to review some IndyCar stuff.
Well, before we do, is there anything else you want to ask Nikita before we move on? See, I try to give you opportunities.
Yeah, I
here.
know. Yeah, I got you. No, I think we've grilled them enough.
Yeah, I mean, she's really getting a lot better at interviewing, coming up with questions on the spot, Nikita. I swear, because a year ago she was asking drivers what their favorite hockey team was, and
Hey, I got nervous.
she had no idea if they even liked hockey or knew what it was.
hey, I played hockey.
Russian, right? A huge hockey country over there, right?
Yeah, I used to play hockey when I was growing up.
Now, I just want to recall a great game that happened in Philly here once.
Oh, Frank, don't.
It was the second year of the team's franchise, and the USSR came over, and by the second period, the Flyers, they were called the Broad Street Bullies for a reason, Nikita. And fun fact, the USSR team walked off the ice because they had enough. And
Really?
yeah,
What happened?
the Broad Street Bullies, they believed in hitting first and then playing hockey second.
Oh, were they like fighting?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, fights, hits. I mean, we had Bobby Clark that was a great scorer, but I mean, we had 5 other dudes that were enforcers, that just pummeled people. I mean, we won 2 Stanley Cups back to back in our second and third year ever as a franchise. Really love to see that again, but we haven't gotten even close. Well, we've gotten close maybe once, but we can't get a goalie, Nikita. Anyway, but basically, Bobby Clark, who sadly passed away in the past year, who started the franchise in Philly, he went into the locker room and he told the coach, either you get back on the ice and finish the game, or you don't get paid. And the USSR team came back out, and for the rest of the game, they just got, I think the score at the end of the game is about 12-2, something like that, and a lot of injuries. I don't remember how many, but it set a record for that time. I think the record's been broken since. But,
What year was that?
1979.
Wow! Oh, wow!
Yeah.
You're like a big hockey buff, I guess, for knowing all that.
We're huge Flyers fans
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I only played. I never actually got into like being a fan. I just played for about 5 years. I was actually a goalie.
Oh,
But
right on.
yeah, once I stopped playing, I kind of like, okay.
Now, like, were you a goalie because you didn't flinch when an ice-hard black puck came flying at your head at 100 miles an hour?
I don't know. I mean, I was just like, speaking of like fights and stuff, it was so much more fun being a goalie because you can just charge with all the gear, like a bowling ball, and just like all the other players were pins, and you just like can like just like charge and just they just fly out.
That's the greatest reason to be a goalie I've ever heard.
I mean, it was fun. I don't know. I played like what maybe from when I was 8 until I was like 12 or 13 or something.
Right on. Do you have a ice rink close to you, or did you grow up in a very cold climate, or?
We had the city where I was growing up. So I moved to the United States when I was 16. So that was back in Russia when I was playing hockey, and we had a pretty good team in our city, and it's just like my parents would take me to play hockey, and I would play it and have fun, and that was that.
That's all. I mean, we always picked our goalie, which was the guy that didn't flinch, basically. Didn't close his eyes when somebody shot, wound up 5 feet away from him to shoot at him.
Well, the thing is, like, I had a really bad eyesight when I was little, so maybe I didn't even see it coming. That's why I didn't flinch.
Right on.
I didn't wear, and then I didn't tell anybody until like way later. I did not wear glasses or contacts. I just kind of walked around like short-sighted, and that was that.
And look what happens. You get glasses or contacts, boom, pro Mazda.
I actually had LASIK. I had LASIK.
Oh, you had LASIK?
I had it twice, and they still wouldn't do it right, and I still have to wear contacts. So that's a bummer.
I was going to say I'm very envious of you. I think Missy is too, but yeah, I need to wear glasses. I lost my glasses for a good period of time. I found them again, but now that I wear them, I get a bad headache, so I don't wear them. But I need to. It's a vicious cycle. What are you gonna do? I blew myself up like 5 years ago because I'm an electrician, and by blowing myself up, I mean I flashed myself about 2 feet away from my face, with my testers, 480 volts, boom. And I seared off like 7 layers of my eyes. So my optometrist says that my eyeballs look like the Epcot Center.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like a fly's eye. Yeah. Oh well, what are you gonna do? That was a bad night.
I want to ask you then, if you're an electrician, so like have you ever had that, when you go into like the fuse box in an apartment or something, and then something happens and it's like shocks you and the sparks fly everywhere?
Oh yeah.
Have that happened to you?
Sure. Yeah.
So what does that feel like?
Oh, the worst pain you've ever felt in your life.
Is it really bad, or is it kind of like
well,
how bad is
it's
it?
not only pain, it's
so dramatic,
it's fear.
Because every day it happens to like
no, you get really
lens.
scared. It's the most immense pain you ever felt, plus the most scared you've ever been in your life.
It looks really scary and dramatic, and I was thinking the guy's gonna like die, but he was fine.
No, the worst hit I ever got was putting a breaker in a panel in a house in the basement that was wet, that I was standing in, and it threw me 20 feet.
Wow, because the water doesn't like to like. I mean, it's not the perfect combination to have, right? Water, electricity, and mixing things.
Actually, it's the minerals in the water that are conductive. Hydrogen and oxygen are not conductive, but the minerals in the water, the impurities, are iron and such. That's the conductive part of water. Not a lot of people know that. But
wow.
But yeah, that was my main attribute of that, and I learned that day not to put a breaker in a panel with the knife switch in the on position.
Okay.
Yeah, because my middle finger and my ring finger were on both poles of the breaker. So
but now,
I popped it in, boom.
After that happened, like, what do you feel like? Do you not feel your fingers, or is your arm numb, or?
Yeah, whole right side of my body was numb. I went home dizzy. Miss, you remember this?
Is this the time you burnt the 7 layers off your eyeballs, or
No,
what time was this?
This was 10 years ago.
Oh, this is when your fingertips were black?
Yeah.
For like a couple days?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it burnt my fingernails right off my fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, electricity's awesome. But it's just a theory. Yeah, right. It's not a theory, trust me. I felt it. It's real. I mean, judging by what we're doing right now, electricity, I hate when people say that. Electricity is just a theory. Yeah, okay.
Wait, what? Do people actually say that?
The mathematics is, because the equations are all theories.
It's like the people are like far out, man. Like, it's all made up. Like everything is how do you know I'm
Well,
real?
think about it. You can't taste it. You can't smell it. You can't see it. You can feel it, but that's about it. So until then, it's just a theory, right?
Right.
It's semantics, really. But it comes down to the mathematical equations behind it all. That's where the theory comes in, Ohm's law and all that stuff. It's boring, resistance and impedance and the three-phase factor and everything. Trust me, I'll bore you the heck out of you. But there is equations that I know by heart because it's my job. But so I can wire up the right equipment to the right amperage so it works. You know what I mean? And I don't burn a store down because I work in supermarkets only. So everything I work on, I have to work on live every day because I can't shut a supermarket down in the middle of the day, right? So it's something I got to deal with. So I'm bound to get shocked here and there. I got shocked last Friday. Fun fact.
So can I talk about the Indy 500 qualifying?
Yes, let's do that.
Real fast, yeah. So
but just to wrap it up, worst pain in your life and scared to death. There you go. That's what.
Okay. So I learned something new because I thought the guy said it's fine. He didn't look fine, but I was like, I didn't know if it was really bad or not. So I learned something today. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So I guess first, just get it out of the way that we want to talk about Sebastian Bourdais. He underwent surgery on his pelvis and hip. It was successful. They were able to do everything in one surgery. So he was up walking already. So that's a good sign. So a speedy recovery to Sebastian.
Definitely. And great picture with the crew there. We saw Oren Trowers to Sebastian's right there, kneeling down in the picture. Glad to see he's kneeling down just fine. So I guess the kneel's healing up nicely. Friend of the show.
And I just want to throw out, I'm a little bit disappointed in the replacement for Sebastian. Now, I like James Davidson. Nothing against James Davidson at all. However, I feel that spot should have went to Stephen Wilson. Just throwing it out there. I feel that to take his seat, Sebastian's seat in the 500, it should have went to Stephen Wilson. Just my personal opinion. I like James Davidson. He's a nice guy. He's cool. But I feel that seat should have went to Stephen Wilson. Just throwing it out there.
I agree with you for what Stephen did. He deserved it. To get Fernando into the Indy 500 was huge for the sport. It's been huge. It is a big deal. Jenna Fryer, who wrote an article today at 1 and by 6, 0 comments and 3 likes, which you deserve to have every one of your articles not even addressed. I don't even know why I brought it up. I brought it up just to make fun of how poorly she's being received right now, and rightfully so. Never mind. But moving on. Yeah, Stefan should have got it, but how much do you think goes into it with experience? Because this would have been his, second Indy 500?
That's the same amount for James Davidson, isn't it?
This would be his third.
All right, we're really going one race.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
And
I'm
he
just
has
saying.
a history with
I
coin.
think he should have got the seat.
I'm just saying.
Yes, I understand. I get it. I still think the seat should have went to Stephen Wilson. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Hey, I mean, I texted Davidson to congratulate him. He sent me text back, thank you, and everything. We had a little chat about it.
Well, I said nothing against Davidson. Nothing against him at all. I just think Stephen Wilson should have got that seat.
I'm not arguing with you. Nikita, what do you think?
About the seat?
Yeah, James Davidson or Stephen Wilson. Who do you think should got it?
I honestly I do not know James Davidson personally, but I do know Stephen, and he's just a great guy, and I wish that he would be able to take part in 500, but I at the same time, just playing devil's advocate, racing is really, especially like when you get to the top, it's a business. It's a lot of things. James Davison, he drove for Dale Coyne before, so maybe that played a factor as well.
But then
And took out Pippa Mann and Tristan
I was
Vautier
going
in
to
one
say,
shot. Just saying.
It
Just
wasn't
throwing it out
him.
there, too.
It wasn't him.
Just
It was
saying.
an engineer sending him. Okay, he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head.
But to I think, like I said, I wish to see Stefan Wilson in Indy 500 for sure. Like I would much rather see just on a personal level, because I know the guy and he actually been my driver coach in the first year in the USF.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, like on a personal level, I mean, we were really close with his brother Justin. So on a personal level, I want to see Stefan not only in Indy 500. I want to see him full time in the series. I
for
think
sure.
He definitely has a talent for it, And I wonder if it came down to a contract thing, because who did he have a contract with? Andretti, right? He didn't have a contract with Coyne. Coyne all of a sudden needed a driver. I wonder if the contract he signed with Andretti and then, gave up his seat for that contract for Fernando.
But it should have been null and void since he gave up a seat.
Should have been or was. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how these contracts work.
I'm just saying I think Stefan Wilson should have got the seat.
I'm sure
That's
it
all
comes
I'm
down
gonna say.
to what
There you
everything
go.
else does.
But get well soon, Sebastian. Hope to see you back soon. But I think, from my understanding, they were saying he's out for the season. So the question will be, who is going to replace him for the rest of the season?
R.C. Anderson. I'm calling it.
All right, that's a good choice. I can
he's-
see that. I can see that.
What about Matt Brabham?
I can see that too.
I would love to see that.
It'd be cool to see Matthew and Dale Coyne for the rest of the year. That'd be awesome.
Hey, I mean, he was part of one of the 3 greatest Freedom 100s I've ever seen, which is the last 3 years I've been watching them. Didn't he win not last year, the year before, I believe, or was that Gabby?
I thought that was Gabby that won that one.
Was it Gabby over Brabham? I know Brabham won one, and wasn't it the closest finish ever last year?
Yeah, last year was.
Yeah. So, but then you got that 4 wide win that just trumps everything.
What 4 wide win? I think that was Gabby, the 4 wide.
No. That was 3 years ago. Gabby won it 2 years ago. I don't know.
What? No, he could. No, he didn't.
Didn't he? It was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Gabby? No, Gabby
was a
in
rookie
the.
last year.
No, he wasn't.
Pretty sure, wasn't he?
No.
I suck. Been doing this too long, Nikita. We're almost 3 years here, and that's like 4 IndyCar seasons. Like, it's all getting screwed up.
All right, so well, anyway,
Did you Google it or something? So
no, I
arguing?
didn't. No, I'm right. I don't need to Google this.
Oh, you're right.
Yes.
I love the confidence, so I'll just agree with you.
Yes, I don't need to Google this. Gabby was not a rookie last year.
I thought he was.
He was not in the racing series last year because remember, Alexander Rossi.
That's right. But when I
that's
right. I interviewed him 2 years ago in Pocono. That's
Thank
what
you.
I'm getting screwed up.
Yep.
Okay.
So you're starting, since you're qualifying for the Indianapolis 500 this weekend happen. So starting on pole is going to be Scott Dixon, followed by Ed Carpenter, Alexander Rossi, Takuma Sato. Fernando Alonso is going to be starting 5th. Then you have J.R. Hildebrand, Tony Kanaan, Marco Andretti is starting 8th, and Will Power is starting in the 9th position.
Row 3.
Yep. And then starting in 10th, you have was it?
What happened?
My computer froze.
Are you kidding?
Hmm.
Is it finally time to get a new one? Oh, jeez. You kidding? How'd your computer freeze, but I can still hear you?
Want more than just...
Oh, here it goes. Okay. Ryan Hunter-Reay starting in 10th. Then you have Ed Jones. So congrats to Ed, because I think Ed's been doing great this year. Then you have in 12th, you have Oriol Servia. Then you have Mikel Aloshin starting 13th. Graham Rahal, Max Chilton, Charlie Kimball, James Hinchcliffe, Juan Pablo Montoya. Then in 19th, you have Elio Castroneves, Jay Howard, Sage Karam, Joseph Newgarden, Simon Pagino, Carlos Munoz, Gabby Chavez, Connor Daly, Jack Harvey, Pippa Mann, Spencer Piggott, Buddy Lazier, Sebastian Savager, and Zach Veach. And I would assume that James Davidson will be starting last, right? Since
Yes.
the car didn't qualify.
Yeah, I think we went through this when Ryan Hunter-Reay bought a seat back in, was that 2011?
Yeah, so I think he would probably start last, so in 33rd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not the car that, or it's the car. How the rule book stated, I forget. Either way, he's going to be in the back because he didn't qualify.
Yeah.
Himself didn't qualify.
But then again,
But the car didn't either.
Indy, it doesn't really. I don't think the starting position matters here. So I mean,
Not at all. I mean, where did Rossi start last year? 20th, 22nd.
I mean, Juan Pablo Montoya started dead last one year
That's true.
and won it. So
That is true.
Ryan Hunter-Reay started like 19th when he won it. So
Very true. I think it's Will's year.
it'd be nice to have a 500 to his name. He's got everything else.
Yeah, as long as, the unlucky bug stays away from him. Missy, who do you think? Who are you taking for the win?
My heart's with Will. I want to see him win it. He's been so close the past couple of years. And I'm going to act like a fan for a moment. So I'm going, Will!
Billiam Power. All right. Nikita?
I don't really have. I don't know. There'd be great if he would win it. It'd be great if Alonso does well. It'd be great if Ryan Hunter-Reay wins it.
Honestly, to me, the best outcome is Fernando Alonso winning it, to be honest, like for the sport itself.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, 2 million views on Facebook and YouTube alone on a Tuesday.
If he wins it this year, wouldn't it be better if he does not win it this year? So he would be coming back to get that triple crown. So he would be coming, perhaps he would come next year as well, and the year after.
I have a little thought about the whole coming back next year thing. I don't think it has much to do with where he finishes this year. I think he's coming back full time next year when McLaren comes back full time with 2 cars as a 2-car team next year.
Whoa,
that's my prediction. Hey, I mean, this year is his last year of his contract in F1 with McLaren. They're doing an awful lot to keep him happy, and they're liking Indy so much that they're really serious about, starting up a 2-car team next year. So,
I mean, I think this is McLaren's practice for starting up their team next year. I think we're going to see them.
Yeah, and Fernando
as a team in IndyCar next year, which would be awesome.
I didn't know the man could smile.
Because we need more teams. So.
What do you think, Nikita? Do you think it's a possibility?
Actually, this is the first time I thought about it, that you guys brought it up. But hey, more teams, more cars, more fun. So I think there's definitely not a bad thing.
No, and
Who would be his teammate though? Would it be another F1 guy, or would it be?
Good question. I think it'll be the winner of the Indy Lights
Pastor
Championship.
Maldonado.
No.
Yes. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
McLaren wants to win races, not have a bunch of wrecked cars. Why?
That's over
I
in
know
Formula One.
that's the stereotype with him. Did you read that story that he had offers this year but turned them down?
What a baller.
Well, do you believe him, or do you think he's
No, I'm
BSing?
just saying. I'm just pulling your leg here. Come on, it's like
Yeah, he's so full of it. Give me a break. Who's going to say no to an F1 ride? Come on.
He was just like he was waiting. He was just waiting for Mercedes to give him a call. It's
Right.
actually they probably did. Just what the salary wasn't high enough.
No, they gave him a
Probably
call
wiping off
to
those cobwebs waiting
like-
for that phone call.
like hey, just in case you were waiting for a phone call, we wanted to just not let you waste any more of your time. We're not calling you for the seats. You're free to do whatever you want, buddy. They gave him a courtesy call that it won't be him. That's the only call he got. I mean, if he actually even tried to claim that, I mean, Valtteri Bottas was like, what, the number 2 probably prospect that I thought would replace Nico last year, or starting this year. I mean, and he's already won a race and got a pole, so I mean, he's living up to what they expected out of the first year. So, I mean, and really, who else was out there that they could pick up that was better than Valtteri Bottas? I can't think of really any other drivers. I mean, do you follow F1 closely?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely follow it. I actually really excited for this year with Ferrari being so fast and Sebastian Vettel challenging for the title. I mean, it's one of the better years in a long time. So,
but see, you gotta step back though and think about why you're so happy, because now there's 2 drivers from 2 different teams that are battling each other finally, and that's why you're happy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound great. Like
no.
if you put, like,
but it's a step in the right direction, though. I'll give it that.
But okay, wait. But to be fair, like again, to play devil's advocate, like one of the reasons why IndyCar racing is so great and it's so close because it's more of a spec series.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's not a constructors championship where every team has to make a brand new car.
Yeah, and I think it takes away from the driver. I mean, because we all know Fernando Alonso is a great driver.
Definitely, you're right. But it's just like I don't think it's fair to compare the two. It's great that we have IndyCar, and IndyCar is so awesome, and the racing is great, and it's great for both of them to flourish and be, great championships. But they're just completely different championships. 2 different, completely different series.
Yeah, where, I mean, the manufacturer championship matters more than the driver championship.
Yeah, and I mean, it's more like in F1, you by the time, obviously, like, with the driver market and how budgets are tight and this and that, but it's kind of more like, since it's, like, quote, like, pinnacle of the motorsport, like, by the time you get to F1, you have to be, like, as complete and ready of a driver. Like, you don't come to F1 to learn. Like, you have to be ready, prepared to do a great job. So
the stacked team, bank account,
right? Or somebody backing you up, and then like you're judged mostly up against your teammate.
I know, because basically the car you're in mirrors the car your teammate's in. So if your teammate's doing better than you, it's obviously you, not the car, right?
But if you're both, like, if your teammate is a known quantity and you're, chasing him and you're, like, neck and neck, like, then, it's more of a car than the driver. But, like, if you look at, like, Renault this year with Hülkenberg clearly, like, beating Palmer, like, almost, like, embarrassing, like,
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're light years apart from each other.
Yeah, so then that's the thing. But
then you look at Red Bull; they have the same engine, different car, same engine, but better drivers. I think. I mean, in Ricardo, and who's the other guy? Is it
Max Verstappen?
Thank you. I always want to say Magnussen when I want to say his name, but yeah, I mean, I think Verstappen's one of the best young talents in open wheel racing today.
what do you guys think? Like, how old was Verstappen when he joined F1? 17, right?
Yeah, he's
Um,
young.
what about like who was the youngest IndyCar driver? Do you know?
Uh,
What was the youngest age? Like, was there ever a teenager IndyCar driver?
a full-time one?
Yeah, or I mean,
Mm.
like just like
Well, how old was Spencer when he won the championship and went to? Well, no, he didn't race a full year, did he?
I think he was 20. I want
Yeah,
to say
Gabby.
Marco Andretti.
Well, yeah, but does that really count?
Yeah.
Does it?
What? Or what about Graham Rahal?
Okay, fair. That's a better comparison, I guess. Maybe. You're taking legacies now. I mean, if it was
No,
an
no.
Unser, we wouldn't.
No. The question was who was the youngest
I think it was Marco. Yeah,
driver?
yeah. I think it would be Marco.
so how old was he?
19.
Yeah,
That's
he
pretty
was
young.
19. Yeah.
I think it's
Okay.
19. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because he did do Pro Mazda, he did do Indy Lights, and that was a while ago too. But but then you look back at his body of work over the last decade, and there's a lot of drivers that have come and gone that have better career records than he does, and they're gone because of their career record, and he's still here.
Oh yeah,
So
here you go. Yeah, Marco, youngest winner at the age of 19 years and 167 days, but was later to be replaced by Graham Rahal by 74 days younger.
but still 19.
Yeah.
Were they both in their rookie years? The one?
Mm, no.
Because I think when they,
Marco was 2006, Graham was 2008.
okay. So I guess they came into the series when they were 18 then? Uh,
No, that was Marco's rookie year, 2006.
that's what I just asked. Was it his rookie year when he won the race?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, I think 19 was the youngest. Yeah. I want to say 19. But I mean, a 17-year-old getting into F1 is very, very extremely rare. I think that's why, Verstappen was such a, big story though, right? Well, except for, how old is, what's his name in Williams? Stoffel? Is that his
Stroll.
name?
Stroll.
Stroll, yeah. How old is he? Isn't he like 19 or 18?
Something like
I'll say
that.
he's in his teens too.
Yeah, he's young. And I mean, I think he gets a bad rap, and and we had it was when we had Sean Rayall on. Excuse me. We had Sean Rayall on, and we were talking about him, and the big story over the off season was, oh, he only got that because his dad is a billionaire and he paid 80 billion trillion dollars to get him into Williams, right?
He's
And
19.
yeah, that story's false. He's sponsored. The whole thing. His father didn't pay a dime to Williams. That whole entire story was made up. It's crazy. Like I was blown away when Sean broke that out. I was like, really? Like okay, don't believe everything you read, I guess. So, but I mean, we all know that from that particular racer writer, but whatever. That's why I go to motorsport.com. That's right.
But races this weekend, there's a lot of racing this weekend. You have Lime Rock. Pirelli will be at Lime Rock this weekend. Formula One is going to be at, of course, the Grand Prix of Monaco. And then, of course, the Indianapolis 500 is this weekend.
I was like Monaco in the morning and get me ready for the Indy 500. It's a great day of racing. Come on, right?
Yes, it is. Yes. Well, I'll DVR it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, okay, Rob Howden.
Yeah,
You're repeating exactly what you said last week.
Well, I totally agreed with him. I'm gonna DVR Monaco and watch it later.
I'm getting up at 7 and I'm watching the race live. I don't know about you. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to be DVR'd.
come on. IndyCar has the Indy 500, right? Biggest race of the year. What's the biggest race of the year for F1? It's got to be Monaco, right? I can't think of another one. Silverstone, maybe? Is the closest. But do you even know the date for that one? I don't.
Silverstone?
That's my point.
If you went to our website, www.theindysportscarpodcast.com, and click on the tab that says 2017 schedules, you could find the Formula One Grand Prix schedule.
Nikita, you got my point, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I would wake up really early to watch.
What's up?
F1 at Lime Rock. How about that?
Now when I heard Lime Rock Missy say, Pirelli's going to be there, you said you were a Skippy, so that means you're at Lime Rock. I mean,
oh yes.
Do you love Lime Rock or what, dude? Is it beautiful or what?
Awesome. It's so great. It's such a fun track. I mean, I have no idea how did they fit all the one of the sports cars. I don't know. Does IMSA still go there with all the prototype and classes?
They do. Just
wow.
Only 2 out of the 4 classes go.
That's crazy. It's such a tiny track. It's a great track, but it's really, really tiny.
Yep, we love going every year, man.
I think the time in Skip Barber was 50-something seconds in Skip Barber.
Yeah, and it's just it's really one big oval with one left-hander, and it's really cool how the track's laid out. Like I always kind of describe it as like the track kind of follows the contour of the valley it's in, And then I think like all the dirt that they excavated, they just threw into the middle of the track, and so you can have a great vantage point from anywhere in the middle,
Oh, that's great.
It's very picturesque, as they say. But I mean, we love watching racing at Lime Rock. Not a big fan of the whole no Sunday racing thing. You always got to go there Saturdays.
Oh, yeah, they have that. That's true.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's one of the only tracks I know of that does it. Only towns. But what are you gonna do? I guess people want their peace and quiet on Sundays. I guess you can't blame them. The track is kind of right in the middle of a residential area. But
I think on that note.
Well, just one more question: how did you do at Lime Rock in the in the races that you race our first Skippy?
It was fun. I mean, I for sure got a few podiums. It's been a while. I don't remember if I might have won a race, but the first time when the first time when I was there in Skip Barber. And that's very start of my career. I have not been racing go-karts or haven't been racing at all, really, just a few Skip Barber schools. And then, the uphill in Lime Rock, I was thinking, oh yeah, all the fast kids are probably taking that flat out.
Oh, you took it flat?
So, no, I didn't take it flat out, but I thought I was going to give it a go. So I'm turning in and I'm keep running flat to the apex, and I'm at the apex I realized whoa, that thing is not gonna be flat out. So I lift really abruptly, and the car just spins, and I go into the tires, total the car. It was
no.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So your first career race, you crashed at Lime Rock?
What's that?
So your first career racing?
No, the first ever race that I had was at Homestead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I think that was maybe the second or second race in Skip Barber or something like that.
Right on. But you won what? 2 championships in Skip Barber?
I came runner up.
Oh, okay.
And I came runner up once or twice. I came runner up once for sure, and then the other season I think I got third or another second in the championship.
Awesome, right on. yeah. Always like to reminisce about one of my favorite tracks to go to, Lime Rock. Unfortunately, it's just too small for any car to go to, but that would be really awesome. But yeah. I mean, watching 2 out of the 4 IMSA series race there is fun enough. I think for going there for the day. I think.
Of course it is. It's GTLM.
What is it this year? GTLM and GTD, or is it going to be the prototypes in GTLM?
I don't know.
Because I know it's not PC. I know that much. But GTD is too big, I think. GTLM's perfect for that track. It's just big enough.
Yeah.
For your Corvettes to get lucky as heck again and have everybody crash on the last lap so they can win from 7th. Again. Last year was nuts.
Whatever.
Hey, I'm just saying.
So anyway, so this weekend,
racing team on the face of the earth.
May 28th, 11 a.m. will be the start of the Indianapolis 500 on Eastern Time on ABC. I know, guys, hang in there. This race and the 2 Detroit races are the last ones on ABC, and then we go to NBC. So hang in there.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I heard the IndyCar Grand Prix coverage wasn't so good. So, yeah.
Well, when the 3 guys doing it have already been fired, I mean, how much, effort are they going to put into it? Good job, ESPN.
Yeah, so yeah, May 28th, ABC, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So, and will we be doing a lowdown show this week?
We sure will with the $500. I still don't know what to do with.
So yeah, so there you go. We'll be doing lowdown show on Thursday. So
and
make sure you look out for that.
Special guest for that show, Billy Lehman.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes,
that's right. So. And big announcement for that show with Billy Lehman as well. But we'll leave it for that.
Okay. And Nikita, where can they follow you?
Well, they can follow me on Nikita Goes Racing on Facebook and Instagram, and it's Nikita Goes Racing because it doesn't have.
I was gonna say, are you half laughing saying that?
Like the Twitter doesn't give me enough characters to put the G.
Oh, I know. Twitter drives me nuts.
So it's like Nikita Goes Racing, but it's only Nikita Goes Racing at Instagram and Facebook.
Well, we all know what Nikita's doing. Going racing.
All right.
On all your favorite social media outlets.
Right.
And you are new to the show, Nikita, so we always ask new drivers to the show the 2 questions. So, well, you only ask you once, though.
It's your initiation. So.
Yep. Initiation to the ISCP Driver Club. It's a very prestigious club, by the way.
Right.
And I suck at doing the questions, so Missy, take it away.
All right. So first question is, what keeps you most comfortable in the car regarding your gloves and your boots? You got a favorite brand?
Sparko right now is what I have on, and they've been doing a good job. They serve me well.
Okay. And regarding your boots, do you prefer a harder or softer sole?
Is this some kind of like
So your initiation.
We've asked every driver on the show these
like,
2 questions
what?
for 3 years.
Okay, what's the second question?
Yep.
your boots. Do you prefer a harder or softer sole?
What are you? What kind of
you could
hard
finish your thought.
hard sole, like okay, hard, yeah.
Harder sole?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure prefer a harder sole?
I'm
for
like,
how long? I don't know.
what? Okay, you have to like explain it.
It's when we started the show, there was 3 of us. Me, my buddy Jay, and Missy. And Jay came up with these questions for the drivers on the show. And every driver has the same reaction because you don't expect them. They're off-the-wall questions. And it makes you think, didn't it? Right? It made you think. And when they hear the softer, harder sole one, they go, ah. But we found out that most sports car racers want a harder sole because basically of the heat, and they get blisters on their feet.
And the vibrations.
Yeah, that too. Open wheel racers, softer sole because they want to feel the pedals.
Okay. Well, the thing is, like,
That's the average, though. Yeah.
Okay.
You're the
There is a
minority, though.
heel stop. Wait, but there's a heel stop, and
Okay.
if you rest your heels on the heel stop and the sole is soft, it'll kind of dig into your foot.
So it'll give you blisters?
It'll just be like uncomfortable with if it's like it depends if there's a heel stop or not and how much you're using it.
So is it safe to say it kind of really all depends on what kind of car you're driving?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Right on.
Well,
right on.
there's definitely like, yeah. I guess it's a preference.
No, so you like a harder heel, softer?
Are we still on this? Are we still on this
softer
question?
ball of the foot.
What's the deal? Like, is this like an inside joke or?
No, it's not an inside joke. We've literally asked every driver that's been on the show for the first time those two questions since.
Okay.
Since
All
we
right.
started.
Well, the thing,
it's almost like tradition.
The honest answer is all my shoes from Sparco are super soft. Like the soles are really, really soft, and they've been doing fine. But I guess like I like a hard heel, but a soft like the front of the sole.
Right on. Now we know more about you. See?
Yeah, actually, that's like a perfect boot. Like if the perfect shoe is like a hard heel and a soft, whatever the area of the fingers.
Right on, because you want to feel like you want to feel the pedals, kind of almost be one with the car. So you want as little in between you and the car as possible.
Yeah.
There you go. See, we're getting somewhere here. Right on.
All right.
No, honestly, we've been asking those questions. Jay came up with them 3 years ago, and we've just kind of Jay hasn't been on the show for over a year now, but we kind of just kept the questions going, and yeah, we've asked everybody that, and that's how we kind of got a gauge on open wheel racers compared to sports car racers, and what they prefer and why and everything, and it's kind of interesting what people go for and everything, so. But definitely your answers have been the funniest. I'll give it that.
All right.
Some people just deadpan answer them like it's what's your favorite soda kind of question. But most of the time we get an answer like yours. Like, wait, what? Let me think about that. I don't know.
I was so sure you're going somewhere. Like it's gonna be some kind of a trick. Trick question I'm gonna walk into.
No. Basically two questions and two great answers by Nikita
Awesome.
Lastochkin. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Close enough.
Well, okay.
Let's set the record straight from the man himself, everybody.
Lastochkin.
There you go. Right on.
There you go.
Remember that name.
And on that note,
yep.
You know that I know that Frank, he sometimes knows. But now Nikita knows,